Mappa. Nah, bro. They can't keep getting away with this. Dog. Yeah, you already know the drill. When it comes to peak, glasses have to be bestowed upon the face. First off, what's going on, everybody? Can be back with another video. Today, I went to go see the JJK Culling Games execution joint, whatever. The recap / 2-episode premiere. Dog, I gotta say that this will be non-spoiler for this section, but later down the line it'll be spoiler. I gotta say, how did they? Now, I already said, if you guys watch my trailer reaction, I said there's no way this looks better than season 2. And I was completely, I wouldn't even say I was right. I wasn't even predicting. It's better looking in season 2. The character art, there is an animation sequence in here that rivals some of the points, because I would say Sukuna had some of the best scenes in there with him versus Jogo and Maharaga. There's a scene in there that rivals that. I'm gonna just be honest. The OST, there was an OST in there that I literally was like, that violin was violining that joint. Nah, but overall, it just went over. I don't even know why I got that AirPod in my ear. It went over pretty much the aftermath of the Shibuya incident arc. Yuta has been tasked with executing Itadori, and it's just that section of Japan is just laced with the cursed spirits that I don't want to say the actual name, but Evil Ghetto, because I don't want to actually say the name, but Evil Ghetto has released on the country, or at least outside the country, because there are talks about some Naoya asked him a question. Oh, Naoya. Nah, let me finish my sentence. Yeah. Now he said, "Why aren't you guys leaving?" But yes, animation great, art great, character designs. We get introduced to a new character, Naoya, who is a part of the Zen'in clan, part of the Zen'in family. We get to see some of the members in here. Quite good. He is very fresh and fitish. He's one of those fellas. He's actually one of those. Okay, this is, and I gotta say this up course. I don't even say I'm traditional. I'm just a man of God. Man, leader of the household. Woot 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 woot. But that's what Naoya is. What women think that men, that are quote unquote traditional want. That fella is just that's actually a true misogynist. That's a true misogynist. But yeah, he's funny. He's funny at the very least, you know what I mean? At least he's funny. But yeah, overall, cool 2 first episodes. This, and I was telling my brothers this because I went with them. This has the capacity to be one. I know fellas love Shibuya. I love Shibuya too. Trust. I think Shibuya is like this generation's like Chunin Exam, Soul Society, Arrancar Saga, and it's like it's one of those, bro. It is really one of those, and it's a part. Culling Games, if Shibuya is an S, Culling Game is an S plus. I know fellas just are like, oh, it's not as good as that, but trust me, moments in here, especially with that boy Yuta, Yuta's my favorite character, so I might be a little biased. I don't care, but I'm just saying he got some sauce in here. Other characters do get sauce, but we will get there when we get there. So yeah, that's about it for the spoiler free section. Now we're gonna go get into how the episodes are structured and what is going on in those parts. Now the episode, or it wasn't section off as episodes, it was just really, after the recap, it was just one long episode. So yeah, it starts off in a future scene, but then we reel back, and the part that you would probably call the beginning is when the Zen'in clan is having a meeting, and Naoya is there. He's, you know, talking about women. He's talking about Maki, Mai. He's talking how Maki's pretty much useless because she don't got no curse energy like that, and talking about their bodies. But yeah, they end up going. Now the head of the Zen'in clan was the one that got torched by Jogo down in that area in season 2, and he's really been hanging on for like dear life. He's really been hanging on, and he had finally died. So he died, and the doctor is reading off the will of Nobito. Now it is said that Naoya will get the curse tools, be the head of the clan, and pretty much be the new leader, essentially. But if the case of Gojo Satoru is either sealed or killed, that goes to Megumi. And he's upset. He does not feel like, because you know he want to be big dog. He's like, yo, what the heck? They gave it to this outsider who's like not bare. So he's like really upset about that, and he goes on to Tokyo to go try to kill Megumi. And he said, while I'm there, I might as well just go get Yuji, because Yuji is now, you know, he's set to be executed. Now that Gojo's gone, no one could press the higher ups and be like, nah, this kid stays alive. So fast forward, we go to Yuji and Toso are talking, and I really like the directing of season 3 so far, because we are really getting into the mind of Yuji on his aftermath of what Sukuna did with his body. Now he feels very, because you know, he, as you can see in season 2, when Sukuna gives Yuji back the reins of his body, all those things flash towards him, and he feels greatly responsible for that, because you know, the guy used his body to kill hundreds of thousands of people, he destroyed literally Shibuya. So he's, you know, our boy is not in the perfect headspace right now, man. He's really down. He's like, you know what, I'll just do the best thing I can do, which is just kill curses and try to save people. And I really the source material does as well, but I really enjoy the emphasis on, at times he's washing his hands and there's blood on it and it won't get out, and there's the backdrop is like red, it's like the scenery's red, and dog, that directing is great. And then from then on, Choso and Yuji are fighting curses. Naoya pops up. He's like, yo, I'm looking for Megumi. Do you guys know what he is? Like, I'll deal with you later, but I really want to go see Megumi. And then I want to say that they get into a little scuffle here, because there are some funny parts that they do a lot with Naoya's speed, because he's a speedster. He's kind of like his dad in his abilities, but his are a little different. I know this is spoiler section, but for what I can remember, his is like his dad touches you and he leaves you in that frame, while he uses the 24 frames and can skip them, if I'm remembering correctly. But if they are battling or not, my guy pulls up Yuji. Now when he pulls up, the screen turns like pink purplish. It's like a sense of spiritual pressure. I wish Bleach will go back to using spiritual pressure, but we'll leave that alone. And he's like, yo, I've come to kill Yuji. And Naoya is like, yo, that's great. He has his hands up like this, literally. That's great. I just want to find Megami because I really need to talk to him. Okay, you can see he really don't want no parts of Yuta. So then Choso and Yuji are talking. They're like, okay, we're gonna try to get out of here. Choso's like, I'll try to distract Naoya, and you just make a break for it. So then that happens. He runs, but literally Yuta is literally right next to him. He's literally right next to him. So scuffles happen. Woo woo woo. Then they end up where this show or parts of the episode really did start, and they crash through the top of this building, and they're like fighting, you know, using his sword. Bro, that sword is clean. I need to see if they got that on mini katana. But anyways, they're fighting. Then he's like, yo, this guy's almost has spiritual pressure. This guy's cursed energy is like huge, just overpowering. And he tells Yuji that he has essentially more, I almost said spiritual pressure again, cursed energy than Gojo, because he was comparing the two because they're, you know, they like the strongest in the show. But Gojo doesn't run out, so his tank is bigger, but his run outs, whereas Gojo will be like not as vast as his energy, but it's pretty much infinite. And while they're fighting, Yuji remembers that he could put his energy into objects, and he grabs his knife, and they're battling. They end up breaking each other's weapons. So Yuji breaks Yuta's sword, but Yuta breaks his knife. And then Rika comes out and was like, hey, like, look, he has him like this. And he's like, no, Rika, we just playing. It's fine. I got this. And he stabs Yuji, and Yuji. Now, it cuts to Choso versus Naoya. What the heck was that? What I just said? Naoya. And, you know, Choso, this is a pretty bad matchup for Choso, because Choso, the convergence, that it takes time for that to gather, and his things are pretty much long range, but because he's so fast, he could close the distance and be up on him. And if somebody's that fast, I mean, even trying to do hand-to-hand with them isn't even gonna go so well. So there's this one point where they literally had some Ip Man type punches, and then there's this one time he's like fixing his hair. That's what I mean, that you can think that this guy, he's not a good guy. Naoya is not a good guy, but you could like some of the things he like, bro. He's confident. So then Naoya ends up stabbing him, and it's like, you know what, I'm gonna make this harder, because you also need to, you know, even though you're trying to use your blood powers, you bleeding out is also going to be another hindrance to you. But what Naoya doesn't know is that he because he's a dual, I always forget what they're called, the ones that are mixed with curses and human, but because he's like that, he actually cannot die from bleeding out. So there's a sequence where he's running away from the blood, and bro, I was like, nah, this type of animation sequence being in episode 2, it's crazy. I can't believe it's in here. But eventually the blood does catch up to him, and it ends up poisoning, I believe. It ends up doing damage to him because it has a mix of cursed blood in it. So dub goes to Choso, right? Not really. Yuta pulls up, knocks roll against the pillar, out cold. And then we got Naoya there. He's like, ugh. Like, he's like throwing up and doing all this extra stuff, and Yuta's like, I can heal you. He's like, don't look down on me. And he's like, okay, I'll heal you, just you go back and tell the higher ups and give word that Yuji Itadori is dead. Then there's this little flashback sequence. So Yuji has a baby. We see his father, and then his grandfather, right? And they're talking. They seem to be talking about this lady, like, you shouldn't be with this person. The dad's like, you shouldn't say this in front of Yuji. And then the lady walks in. She has scars on her forehead. Now, I'm not the biggest JJK lore head, but I know that was Kenjaku. It still blows my mind to this day that Kenjaku is like, I'm gonna just say creator. The creator of like Yuji Chozo and all those people. So then he wakes up in this like kind of like underground spot. Yuji tells him, oh, I saved you. I used reverse curse technique. Your heart didn't stop, but I healed you with my technique. And they're just talking. And then then Megumi pops up, and then he's like, yeah, you gotta come back. We have to like get this thing settled out. And he's like, no, bro, like I can't. He's not. He's like, bro, I can't no more, man. I'm nothing more than a killer. And Megumi gives him a pep talk, and he says he needs him. The OST during this part, I was like, dog, because he says that I know the name of the old sorcerer name that Kenjaku was using, or the name that Kenjaku was using, but we're gonna say Kenjaku. Kenjaku has started the Culling Games, and he's awakened sorcerers to fight against each other. And one of them is Megumi's sister. She pops up, or she's shown the OST going crazy. You get you get that boy Kashimo pulling up. I see him there. Then you get some of the sorcerers. Huguruma? I think I'm right. Huguruma, he's in there. And they're like, yeah, okay, so let's go and get this done. Yuji just says, hey, Yuta, I don't know what Sukuna is planning, but if he ever does take control, you gotta take me out, bro. And he's like, okay, got you. So then they go to this area where Yuki and Maki are in. Now Maki has been healed through by Yuki, but she is still scarred up, and she doesn't have she couldn't get rid of those scars. She still could only do so much. And Choso says that so they have to find the doors that Tengen is in. The star plasma something. Sorry, the star plasma something. And they have to look for Tengen, because Tengen will get the information up on what Kenjaku's plans are truly for what he's trying to do. And he tells them, oh, I can sense my brother's parts, because they're also like his brother's remains are also in the area where Tengen would be at. So then they go there. They end up finding Tengen, and that's pretty much where it ends. Pretty much. Tengen, and also my brother pointed this out, Tengen is the narrator of... Yeah, he's the narrator. Or they have a woman doing it. Well, that's why I always thought Tengen was a dude, but I guess since it's like it's evolved, it's Tengen. I don't know. I would call Tengen she. I don't care. But yeah, first two episodes. I'm excited to see what happens, bro. I'm excited to see what goes on. This was very eventful. This was a fun watch. I'm definitely gonna be here reacting to it. Now, I thought about this in the past. So like, if I do this, like if I already do a review, should I even do a reaction to it? And I still think that I'm going to. It's just too peak. it's just, and also I've read the manga before, so it's like, okay, you guys can still get a reaction, like a genuine one, by just me having fun with it, you know, just like, oh, this is what I thought when I watched this, saw this. There's a lot of stuff that I do watch, I do read, like probably by the time Down to Dawn season 3 comes out, I probably would have read what they're about to cover. So that's just my thoughts on it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. God bless and peace out.